All right. I think we are. I think we are live. So let's wait for this thing to start. Okay. All right, guys. If anybody's on with me right now, I am just checking out all my settings, making sure everything's good. It's been a little while since we did live. So right now we are, I say, setting up, getting everything squared away, getting on my screens, all the good stuff happening, and we'll see how it goes here. So bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Hmm, okay, cool. I hope everybody's had a good New Year. Carlos, what is up? Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you joining, man. Hope you had a good New Year's, buddy. Hope you had a great New Year's. I am Ghost Line. You made it. I love 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 it. Yeah, I appreciate you guys hopping on with me. It's been a little while since you know what, I don't know, the holiday break, right? Since we did a live. So I am trying to just kind of gather myself a little bit, you know. Um had a good time. I actually went to Epcot in Disney. So that was cool. I never went. So for those of you that don't know, I'm in Florida, and so Epcot's about like hour and a half away from me or something on a good day, and never went to Disney on Christmas Day. Okay, so I've heard about it, but they say outside of the rest of the year on Christmas Day, it's like just magical and beautiful. So we decided to give it a shot. Is my wife and our two teenage boys. Got a 14, a 17-year old, and yeah, we just had a ball. There was just so much cool stuff, a lot of laughing, a lot of goofing off, and everything. So um, yeah, I definitely had a good time there. All right, I think we're almost gonna be. I think we're almost gonna get ready here. Me check one more setting here. Uh I think I actually closed out the Instagram. So I'm trying to actually publish, go live on Instagram here. So let me get that going. Bear with me here, folks. Bear with me. Okay. How do we do this one? Mm-mm-mm. It sure doesn't make this any easier. Here it is. I almost got it, folks. I apologize for the dead air time, but I am almost good to go. So I guess we'll just say, just so you guys know, we'll start here in about 2 minutes. It shouldn't take me too long. I'm just trying to find my Instagram link so we can go live on it. And it might not work today. That's fantastic. Every time I come back, I try to make sure it's still squared away. All right. Forget it, guys. Nobody wants to see me trying to figure out this technical difficulties. So Instagram, I won't be live on that. Hopefully, folks are tuning in from YouTube, and we'll make that happen. So let's see, Ghostline. What does it mean for our existence? Since there's another side behind the ice wall that about us being an experiment. Oh, so you are referring to the post that I put out the other day. So Ghostline, man, I tell you what, I don't know if today my agenda for today was not to talk about what's behind the ice wall, though it's a fascinating topic. So how about this? How about I will promise you that we will talk about that on maybe even the next live, because right now I don't have an agenda for the next live. So how about we kind of hold that for then, and have that conversation then, because yeah, there's a lot to say about that. And I also want to bring in some little more of information that I want to provide to folks from my own personal research. So Ghostline, why are you saying oh my god? Ghostline is saying oh my god. So Ghostline, he's wanting this. Um Hold on real quick here. Hey, awaken to joy. Happy New Year. Thanks a lot. They're overseas. They're over there in the UK. So appreciate you guys. I'm not sure what I forgot what the time difference is, but I appreciate you guys just kind of saying what's up. It's always good. I love the support. So all right, folks. I think we're good. We're ready to go. Let me knock one thing out. So let me go ahead and do my intro and get that out of the way. So give me a second here. What if I told you that everything you know is just the beginning? Beyond the veil of the ordinary lies a realm of hidden knowledge, ancient wisdom, and untapped potential. A place where consciousness expands, reality bends, and the impossible becomes possible. You weren't meant to stay asleep. You were meant to awaken. Open your mind, remember who you truly are, and step with me beyond the frequency 369. There it is. There it is. All right, let me switch over here real quick. Sorry guys, I'm reading the chat, so if you guys are online you guys can see it too, or even on the playback you guys can open it up. But Ghostline is really wanting to talk about this, buddy. I promise I really want to talk about this, but that was not the topic for today, so I want to make sure that I do my due diligence and stick to my topic for today. But I'm so glad that you're intrigued with it. It's an amazing conversation. And who knows, we Ghostline, if you're interested, if you feel like you are comfortable with this, if we talk about it next week, next live, I'm offering it to you. Join me, come on the live with me, let's have a dialogue. Okay, so if you're interested, Ghostline, I'm offering that to you. Okay, so awesome. Crayo, happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Thanks a lot for joining the live today. It's gonna be fantastic. So, all right, let me knock out a couple of things here, folks, before we get into our topic today, which the topic today is going to be about change, right? 2026, right? It's a brand new year. Everyone's talking about change. So we're going to talk about my perspective on change. Um, and folks, I went to Epcot this Christmas day. So I had a great time. I'm looking forward to hearing all of you. If you guys throw on the chat just in a couple of words, what did you do for the Christmas day? Did you guys stay home? Did you go somewhere else? Put that down on the chat. I'm just kind of curious to see what everybody generally did. And I know everybody in some fashion had a great time. I mean, I feel it. I'm rusty right now because I'm still just kind of shaking off the whole break. It was just such a wonderful time. Like I said, I went with my family, with my wife and my two kids, and we had a great time. We actually opened up presents on Christmas Eve, so we kind of broke the tradition of on Christmas Day, because on Christmas Day we had to get up early to go to Epcot. So that's how we did that. All right, and folks, moving on. Don't forget, I have a Discord, so let me put that up there on the screen. All right, the 369 Collective on the Discord app. So again, folks, you're not alone in this journey. There's a lot of like-minded folks on this community. We've been growing. I think we just opened up the Discord probably about two and a half months ago, and wow, the information that's flowing in there. Everybody from all walks of life are bringing in their experiences, their knowledge, their questions, their inquiries, their perspectives, their understandings. Um, about everything that we talk about on this show, from reality to consciousness to mindset to outer body experiences to channeling, all of that good stuff. People are in there talking about it and sharing. I'm learning from them, they're learning from me, and vice versa. They're learning from each other. It's just a beautiful thing. So if you're looking for a community to find like-minded souls to have these types of conversations with no judgment and all love, come down to the Discord app, the 369 Collective, and we'll be more than happy to welcome you with open arms. Um, I always have to throw this on all of these because I think it just makes sense. I have a children's book, Kazar's Chronicles, The Anunnaki and Us. It's on Amazon. So I'll show you guys here. Here is the book. Okay. It's not a big read. Okay. 33 pages. And it's about basically, I'll show you this, right? Let me show you another one here. I'm just kind of flipping through here, right? If you guys can see that really good artwork, nice, easy to read story for adults or children. It's geared for children, but adults can read it too. And it's basically just kind of forbidden knowledge, ancient, an ancient story about the Anunnaki and how they re-engineered man, or at least the hominid species that existed on our planet, and created, man, human 2.0, and how that worked. So I think it's a fun read. You can't find that in any library. You can only find that on Amazon. I have my link in the description, so you go straight to it. And it just helps the cause. And more importantly, I want to be able to get people, especially children, because adults are already set in their own ways, right? Adults, they there's a lot of adults now that just say, you know what, this is how I learned it. This is just how it is. And I don't feel like changing it. I'm complacent. So by introducing these new stories to children, we allow them the opportunity to make up their own mind, see if they're interested, and have them, research if they are curious. So there's that. I also, here's my website here as well. I offer mindset, or I call True Vision workshops, and I also do, within the same mindset sessions, I do remote viewing lessons as well. So if you guys are interested in that, go to my website. You'll see the mindset tab, and then you'll see all the details on that information. And speaking about mindset, folks, I have an upcoming group True Vision workshop on February 7th. So more details on that is going to be on my website. So you guys will see all details, the time slot, payment, all of that good stuff is going to be there. There's going to be 11 slots total, but 9 of those are going to be paid slots. Okay. So the extra 2, I'm going to do the other 2, 10 and 11 slots. I'm going to use those as free giveaway slots. Okay. Free giveaway slots. So how does that work? Right. Well, first you have to be a subscriber. Okay. And you have to be a channel member. Okay. And the last thing, because I like 3, right? You have to own a copy of this particular book. So there you go. That's how you get your free slot. If you're interested in to have a free slot in the True Vision workshop that's coming up on February 7th, be a subscriber, channel member, and own a copy of the book. And I have all those details on how that works, where to email it to, and things like that on the website. Check it out. And for channel members, I told you, if you become a member, you get perks. And one of those perks is anytime there's anything revolving around any kind of payment, because I'll be also doing merch this year as well, you're going to get a discount. So channel members, your perk is, if you're interested in signing up for one of these True Vision slots, you get 30% discount Those details are also on the website as well. So I am excited about it. We've already had 2 workshops. They were successful. They were amazing. People, met each other. People just, got to hear how other people are training, or what their skepticisms were, or what their fears were, or their solutions and things like that. And a lot of those folks are on my Discord as well. So you guys can meet them. There's a Mindsight conversation channel there, and you guys can meet them too, and they can talk to you all about their experience during the workshop. So I definitely look forward to that. And let's see what else we got. Guess what? So I've been going for a goal of, I think I put up like 5,000 subscribers by the end of last year of 2025. We didn't hit 5,000, but we hit 3,000, folks. If you haven't seen my latest post, we hit 3,000 subscribers. Now we're plus though, and what was so cool about this was that I think it was around like between like 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. Eastern time where I'm at, that all of a sudden I got a notification, congratulations, you hit 3,000. Now I was like, wow, that is crazy, right? Now again, my numbers are 369. So between 6 and 6:30, around there is when I got a ping on that, and I was just elated. I was joyful. I was just so proud of all of the subscribers that have joined the channel. I was so grateful, thankful. I posted and everything, but it just means so much because I'll be honest, I believe, and I can't confirm, but I believe a lot of other channels, and I'm not saying which ones, I'm just saying there's a bunch of other YouTube channels out there that are paying for their subscribers, like these fake bots and everything. And these 3,000 plus are organic. That's all of you that are interested, all of you that are supporting, all of you that are walking this journey with me. I love every single one of you. And I want to meet all of you. All right. If I get the opportunity to meet all of you, I would take it, right? If it presents itself, I would do it. So eventually, hopefully in 2026, I'll be able to do some traveling to meet a lot of you. And this is actually one of the perks of a paid channel member, is that we will be talking. You guys will find out first when I'm doing a lot of these like in live person shows, and things are coming up for the 2026. So I'll talk about that here also in one second as well. Real quick, going back to the chats, Patty, happy new year. Thanks a lot for joining. The great work continues. Stacy, there you go. Welcome. I appreciate all you guys here joining me today. And as a reminder, for if you guys don't mind, when you get a chance, tell me where you're calling from, or where you're chatting from and everything, just to kind of remind me, see where we're spread out at. Let's see what here. So I mentioned about becoming a member, or at least to kind of like touch base on it. But folks, right now is the best time to become a member of the channel, because there's going to be a lot of things happening this year. And one of those first things is happening at the end of this month. January 28th is going to be the first members only live stream. So it's going to be this, but for members only. Okay. And what's cool, what's different, what's one of the things that's different about that live is going to be that I'm going to have the call in option. So you guys will be able, as I'm doing right here, as I'm live, you guys are going to be able to call in, and you guys can just pop up. You guys can be either on camera with me, or you guys can just come in as on audio. We're going to have deeper. We're going to dive so deep into these conversations that we're not going to have any limitations or boundaries, because it's going to be just members only. It's not going to be public, right? So we can just talk, like really talk about stuff without worrying about the channel or the stream getting flagged for any particular reason. So I look forward to this. So if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, moving forward, starting this month, January 28th, on the last Wednesday, okay, because I do 4 lives every month, right? So the first 3 are going to be like this, and then the last Wednesday is going to be a members only live, and I hope that it grows so we can have a lot of people on camera just talking and conversating and sharing and things like that. And also, as a member of the channel, you guys will also, I will be divulging to you guys upcoming projects, places that I'm going to, things that I'm going to be doing, even things that I'm kind of working out, right? Because you guys are going to be kind of like my team, my my family, right? You guys, if I have a thought like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, what do you guys think, right? I want to hear from you guys, but I'm going to be hearing you on the members only live streams. So I look forward to this opportunity with all of you. And I want to also mention that on January 28th, on my first members live, I am going to bring in one of the paid members, which is he's at Just Another Avatar. His name's John. John's been a long time supporter of the show. He's so awesome. So we got some good topics to talk about. So he's gonna come and join me so we can have that kind of dialogue on that particular day. So it's gonna be great. So all right, let me take some water because that was a lot. And we're gonna get things going. So, all right, folks, welcome to Beyond 369, the live current, because this is where we go beyond the guests, beyond the surface. We do this right here. We do this live, and you folks, you are the current. Okay. Again, I'm your host, Cesar Pagan. And folks, tonight is not about motivation, it's not about resolution, it's not about forcing any kind of change. Tonight's live stream is about remembering. So before we go any further, take a breath with me, not to calm down, but just to arrive. Okay. So if you're here live with me, drop a fire emoji because this is going to be a hot topic, a hot conversation. And again, the great work continues. I see you. You're from Nashville. Awesome. And everybody else, let me know where you guys are calling in from, or I mean, chatting in. And I would love to see that. So again, today's topic is going to be about change. All right, where do I start here? Okay, every year around this time, we hear the same things. This is my year. Everything is about to change. But here's the truth. Most people aren't waiting to change. They're actually waiting for the world around them to change. Why? Because it's easier, right? It's easier to say things like when things settle down, dot dot dot. When I have more time, dot dot dot. When people notice this, dot dot dot. And because of that, change never actually comes. Not because it can, but because it was postponed. And then we get frustrated. We get impatient. We get disappointed, not realizing those were choices too that you made, right? So let me ask you this. Where do most people expect change to come from? Inside or outside? So type that in the chat. Let me know. Where do most people expect the change to come from? Inside or outside? Curious. Right now, every one of us is a collection of experiences, choices, environments, influences. You like certain things because you were surrounded by them, right? you dress a certain way because of the culture and the environment that you grew up in. You speak the way you do because that's what shaped you. But over time, we gather all of these pieces and then we say, this is who I am. But folks, is it really? Or is it just what you've collected? Think about it. Carlos, I see you. Yeah. So you're saying that you believe change comes from the outside. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And I appreciate that. So what's let me ask you another question, folks. What's one thing you used to love that no longer resonates with you? Okay. Drop that in the chat. What's one thing you used to love that no longer resonates with you? There's a lot of things that we've changed. So let's dive deeper into that. Imagine peeling everything back. The labels, the roles, the expectations, the job title, the routines, the persona that you apparently are. Strip all that away. And now ask yourself, who am I without any of that? Right? So imagine yourself like an onion, right? Peeling every layer, right? If you've collected who you are based off of your environment, your culture, your experiences, once you take all of that away, you're back down to the root of who you are. Who are you? And this is where it gets really uncomfortable because once the layers are gone, many people don't know who they're looking at. Especially when you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s. And here's where the shift. Here's where the shift happens. You're not discovering someone new. You're actually remembering someone you forgot. Okay? So if nothing was expected of you right now, what would you feel compelled to do? If nothing was expected of you right now, what would you be compelled to do? Like there's no responsibility, no family, no kids, no job, no appointments, whatever. Right now, what would you go do? I want to ask you these questions so you guys can think not about what's been put in front of you, but peeling all these layers. I'm asking you these questions so you guys can think what that seed, that core of who and what you are. These questions are for you. Okay. So if there was nothing that was on your plate, what would you want to do right now? Carlos, I'm reading here in the chat. Let me pull this up here. See if this thing's working. Okay. No, that most people expect change from the us. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, yeah. And that and if I miss said that question, I apologize. But yeah, that's why I was saying most people expect change to be on the outside, right? And I believe a lot of us should understand that the change comes from inside, right? That's where it starts, right? So how do you know how do you know what's truly for you, right? How do you know what's truly for you? It's not logic. It's not approval. It's two things: passion and excitement. Those feelings are confirmation. But here's the pattern. We feel the spark and then fear shows up. Well, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What will people think about me? So we stop. We don't push forward. Fear takes over. Not because we can't, but because we're afraid to be seen trying, attempting something. Okay. And we got to get out of this whole, like, you know, feeling like you're going to be judged for everything that you do. People are going to judge, but it doesn't matter. Someone, if some, people, let's say, I know 2026, or at least the beginning of the new year, people always talk about like, oh, I'm going to go change the way I look, right? Let's do this. I'm gonna get fit, right? I'm gonna go to the gym and work out, get that beach body and things like that. Why do we wait till the beginning of the year to then say, oh, because it's a new year, now I'm going to change? What happened to the rest of the year? What happened to the rest of the year? It's like there's something about the brand new year that it makes it feel like there's a chance for something new. And there's an opportunity for something new any day of the year. But I get it. Brand new year, brand new you, things like that. But why do you stop? Right. And that's what I mentioned earlier. It's about fear and loss. Fear and loss, as we know, are the only control mechanisms in this physical realm. That's it. Fear of failing, fear of judgment, fear of losing something. So if fear controls you, it's because you believe it should. Because if you think it to be so, then it will be so. You guys have heard that numerous times. Fear, folks, is an illusion. Loss is an illusion. They only exist. Now, hear me out here. They only exist with your permission. I'm going to say that again. Fear and loss are an illusion, and they only exist with your permission because you're allowing it. So I'm going to ask you another question. Again, this is for the core center of you. What fear do you think holds back people the most? Very, very general question. What fear do you think holds back people the most? The great work continues. Yeah, tradition, indoctrination. And that was in reference to, remind me again, the great works continues, or Stacy, remind me again what you were in referencing at, because I know I'm talking, so I'm not keeping up with some of the chat that's coming up here. So I apologize for that. Carlos says reality is a mirror. There's no smile until you smile. Yeah. I love it, Carlos. Well said. Well said. Yep. Yeah, the fear of rejection. That is definitely something that holds people back, Carlos. Absolutely. The fear of rejection. That's, nobody wants to be rejected, right? Remember, for you guys, back when you guys were all in grade school, even to include myself, boy or girl, right? If you found somebody cute or whatever the case is, and you wanted to talk to them, how many of you in your mind felt like that person was, whoever that person was out of your league, right? And you're like, nah, there's no way. Me? Like, what do I got, compared to this guy or this gal? And we have been trained to judge ourselves. And before we even act upon our wishes, our desires, we start stacking it with judgment. We start like piling on top of these dreams all of this rejection, this negative ideas, like, without even trying. Doesn't make sense. Parents, if you're out there and you got kids, and and you see that they're doing that a lot, if their heart is screaming out, say, I want to do that, I want to play soccer, I want to play some kind of sport, or I want to be part of this group within the school area, encourage it. encourage it. And then, especially when it comes to like sports, then you have folks that are like, man, I want to play football, but I'm too small. No, play football. Show them what's up. You know, let them go. If somebody's in. I used to be in choir, chorus. Right in grade school, and there's a lot of people in the choir class, maybe like 30 people, and they were like people that could sing just really good, right? Every time we had our musicals throughout the year, you would have these repeated students who always have all the solos and stuff, right? And I was like, man, I could sing too, right? I want that moment where like it's everyone's singing, and all of a sudden it's my solo, and then when I'm done, everyone's clapping. I want that moment. But for many times, I was like, nah, I don't think I'm good enough. And immediately when I thought about that, I shut it all down. I shut it down. I didn't even think anything past the fact that I just said, nah, I'm not good enough. And that's it. I did get the opportunity one time to sing a solo, and it was the best feeling ever. It was the best feeling ever, because I knew the song, I knew I could sing, and but it boosted my confidence, which led me to then join the drama class where you do like school plays and things like that. Never in my wildest dream did I ever think that I was going to be on a stage and like perform and everything, but the confidence from the applause that I would get from singing was like, man, I like that. Like I needed that. So then now I'm on a stage and now I'm performing, and then booms, right? So um yeah, so I don't want to digress and everything, but the point is that we stack too much of these negative thoughts, and we get nowhere because we're holding ourselves back. So it's a little bit unfair to us, right? So 2026 is not the year of change. At least that's not what I'm calling it. 2026 to me is the year of remembrance. Remembering who you were before the world convinced you otherwise, before fear shaped you, before survival became an identity. There's a science video showing the moment of conception, right? I don't know if you guys have seen this. You guys can just YouTube this or Google it. And this is when the sperm reaches the egg. There's this flash of light. Okay, there's this flash of light. That moment is when consciousness becomes physical. Okay, that spark that you guys will see on the video, that spark doesn't ever disappear. It's always inside of you. It's always inside of you, and we get so distracted once we're born, once we get into our families and into our culture, into our environment, and into school and things like that. We forget that we're unlimited with no boundaries type of beings. We're powerful. There's before we chose to become a human and have the human experience, we've been creating for eons. That's what we do with confidence, with no judgment. Many of you have had dreams of places that you've created. Let's sit on that for a second. Many of you have had dreams of places that you've already created. Now, in the human experience, you're like, it was a dream. But that spiritual knowing, that true essence of who you are, it remembers that. And one of those signals is this. Some of you may resonate with this, some of you may not. That's okay. How many of you had dreams where you've been to a place and it seems so familiar to you? Like when you woke up, you just felt like, man, like there's something about that place. Like either I've been there, I know something, from there. And you can also even tell in your dream, even when you're not consciously aware, like you're not lucid dreaming, but you're still, like, unconscious, whatever, you're in the sleep mode. There's times even in that where you can tell the difference between some dreams, just regular dreams. You're in a scene somewhere, you're just there, you don't really feel particular connection. While there's other dreams subconsciously, right? Because you're not like fully aware that you're in the dream, but when you wake up and you remember, you're like, while I was in there, I felt like I belonged here, right? These places, these dreams, these dimensional spaces are places that you've created. Now, some of you are like probably asking the question, how does he know that? Right? I'm going to answer it this way. It's a knowing. It's just a knowing. I feel fully confident of that statement, of that comment, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So I trust it. I have broken that whole being skeptical about my intuition or my intuitive thoughts. I'm past all that. Okay. So a lot of these posts that you guys read, that I put up on my social media, these are just one of many thoughts that I have in my mind, and this platform allows me to just express it. So I encourage all of you to do the same. Express yourself. That was me. For those of you listening in audio, that was me just taking a quick drink. Um, Carlos, you said, let me put this up here. I've also had dreams where I pick up where I left off after having the same dream years ago. Yes, yes, Carlos, that is a great, great point. So, to your point, it's like, how do you do that, right? How do you do that? You have all these tons, infinite amount of dreams that you've had, but then there's a particular one or few that you pick up right where you left off. How do you decipher that? Well, the way I decipher that is that you have been there. It's a place that exists. There's when you dream, a lot of your dreams, I believe, are remembering. That's it. Because there's an old saying, there's nothing new under the sun. I don't know if many of you have heard that. That means that nothing in our reality can be created and considered brand new, like spanking brand new, every part of it. It's impossible, because whatever you think of has been inspired by something that already exists. If you watch the movie, if you listen to some music, or you talk to somebody, or had a conversation, whatever the case is, that the topic, whatever you saw and stuff, influences what you dream about too. If I ask you a question, I'm gonna ask you a real simple question, and you guys probably have heard me ask this, maybe some in one of my episodes on a live or something. I don't know, maybe on another interview. But if I ask you the question, create a new color right now. Think about it for 1 second. Go ahead and create a brand new color, one that doesn't exist. You can't. You cannot. It's impossible, because anything that you do create would have been inspired by something that already exists. I'm gonna create. I'm gonna just throw out there just a random word. I'm gonna create Zagu Lagu. I don't know. That's the color Zagu Lagu, right? And it's a mixture of red, yellow, green, and orange. It's not new. All right. We take Anytime there's a new invention, we take pieces that already exist and we stack them together, and we're like, boom, new invention. Okay. So I want to make sure that that's clear. So regarding why I say that, going back to the whole dream concept, right? The whole dream conversation that we're having here. Um, these dreams aren't just something that just randomly pop in your head. These places, these dimensional spaces already exist. They exist somewhere out there. Right now, let's do something together. I want to really drill this home here. Right now, I'm going to show you how powerful you are as a creator being. All right, some of you may feel it, some of you may not. Right now, I want you to think of the most magical place that you guys can create right now. Okay, think about what the sky looks like. Think about what the land looks like. If there's any animals or types of people, or what the sound, what the place smells like. Think about all those details just right now in your thought. It shouldn't take too long, because you guys, when you think, it's pretty quick, right? Now, I ask you this next question. Are you creating something new right now, or are you remembering something? Even though I challenge you to create something, that's just me just saying that to get you to that point. But whatever comes into your mind, remember, our brains, our brains are receivers of what? Consciousness. Okay. So when you go into your brain and you start thinking, let me create something, are you creating or are you receiving? And if you're receiving, that means that you're remembering or you're accessing something that already exists. So think about that for a second. Okay. Let me see. All right, first, let's see here. All right, so Carlos, let me put you back up here for a second. I got it downloaded a few months ago. It said that everything is real because it exists in some form somewhere. There you go, Carlos. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, that also, in this conversation, that does prove my point and everything. So I appreciate you sharing that. Uh, at Tone Blair says Avatar popped in your head. All right, that's fine too. That's fine too. I mean, okay, real quick on Avatar. Yes, it's a movie, right? It's a movie, and but think about all of those, all of the details, all of the details that's in Avatar. The language, the mannerisms, the whatever, the markings and things like that, and the whole lore and things like that regarding Avatar. You guys really want to leave it up to and just say that a writer just wrote it. They just came up with the idea and they're like, boom, right? What if they read it somewhere else? Now you're like, wait a minute, if they read it, then they didn't create it. That's a true point. But if they read it, where do they read it from, right? Well, you gotta go backwards. You gotta go back to ancient texts, ancient lore. We're talking about tablets, cuneiform. Okay, all of these stories that are not in mainstream, all these stories that are not in mainstream, they're out there. All of these documented experiences. So you guys take any of those ancient stories that are not in your local library, you read it, you enjoy it, and then what? Go make a movie. Go make a movie. Everyone else is going to be like, wow, genius. No, you just read. You just read something that already exists. Star Wars, folks, Star Wars. George Lucas. You guys can do your own research on this. George Lucas, in a very old interview, had mentioned that he read something called the Terror Scroll Papers. All right. What is that? Look it up. Okay. the Terror Scroll Papers. And the Terror Scroll Papers talked a lot about what was happening back then, which was the War of the Gods. Okay. Space wars, all these gods, all these deities, all these, fake gods, okay, with the lowercase g, were trying to take over resources, and resources primarily then in those stories were people, okay, and locations, and the hierarchies, and who's in charge and who's not in charge. He read that and he's like, wow, that'd be a cool story to tell. And guess what? Star Wars was born. All right. The Death Star, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Look that up too. Anytime I say look that up, that means that it's out there. Okay. In ancient texts, go back again, start reading about the Anunnaki, right? Start reading about all these ancient ETs that we call them today, right? The Lyrians, the Palladians, the Greys, the dragon species. Like, there's all of these folks, all right, well, according to history, that existed, but they still exist now. But the point is that all these stories were just documented, and then later we read them now, and we're like, oh, that's a cool story. Let me talk about it. Okay, so that's how that works. And then what's that show? Star Trek. Star Trek was from the same scrolls, or a bunch of different versions of it, but it was after the War of the Gods. This is back when the ETs or the deities, were now in a peacetime frame, right? They were now in peace. They had a federation. They were following certain rules and things like that. That's what Star Trek is all about, So what else? Stargate. Excuse me, Stargate. You guys remember the movie Stargate? that's not just a movie. That movie is more of a documentary. And we can go on, right? You guys can list, and matter of fact, actually do on the chat. Throw down some movie names or even TV shows that you guys feel are actually a documentary and not just what they say it is, right? Because I'm interested. But yeah, Stargate is one of those as well. So check it out. Let's see here. Carlos asks, I do think that remembrance is quicker than creating, so probably remembering. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. And Patty, all right, Patty says at Patty Chapman Waxstream, as an artist, I am receiving, but I must put it into physical 3D form and complete collaboration. Yes, absolutely. I love that, Patty. So, and I'm gonna put my twist on that too. But I love what you're saying there. Thought. When you think of a thought, it turns into light. Light's a frequency, right? So a thought doesn't stay in your head. Okay, a thought leaves your head every time you think. Even as I'm talking, even as you're thinking, every time you're thinking, that thought leaves your head. Another way to prove that is they do these tests where they measure your brain waves, right? And what's happening. They put a cap on your head, right? They put a cap on your head, and then they're receiving the signals that are coming out of your head because you're thinking, and it's displayed on a computer. Okay, but anyways, so thought is frequency and it's light, and when you're out of your body, your light being, you have 100% access to the light spectrum. When you think of something, there's no restriction, there's no delay, there's no lag. It's instant. Okay, because you're light. All right, you're light, it's light, everything's light. Okay, but when you are in your body, in the meat suit, you have to follow the rules of this reality. This is a physical reality. So when you have a thought to create something, you have to put physical effort to make it happen, to make it, become something that you can touch. So whoever thought about this mic had to put physical effort to draw it out in a 2D form or rendering on a computer or something, and then they had to design it and tink 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 and make it happen, and so it becomes something three-dimensional. All right. So everything that you guys have around you in your house was someone's thought. But if they did not put any physical action to it, any effort, it wouldn't be there in front of you. Okay. So Patty, I do appreciate that. As an artist, you do receive these ideas, and I'm glad that you said that. You receive, it's already, the idea's already there. Is it your idea? Probably not. You know, Imagine yourself as a radio, a box radio with an antenna. Okay, let's say that whatever machine, which is whatever machines in the radio that's receiving the signal, whether it be the antenna or some, I'm not a mechanical guy, right? But whatever the receiver is in that radio is, that's your brain. When it's and then the signal that's being put out by the radio station, that signal is everywhere. It's anywhere. And whatever radio, so let's say there's a million radios on the planet, right? Let's just say that whatever radio turns on, fixes the little antenna and picks up that signal, did that radio create that song or that commentary? No. That radio just received a signal that already existed. You are that radio. And consciousness, that's what you're receiving. To push it a little bit extra, you, like the true you, not the meat suit you, but you aren't truly here. Here's what I mean by that. Your expanded self, your soul, if you will, for context sakes, right? Your soul is not physically here, but it's having the experience of being here through this vessel. Okay. You are receiving the signal of your true self to be able to have this experience. It's like if you want to go into space, which I don't really believe in space the way that they say it is, but just for, because we're having a conversation here, if you're going to space, you gotta wear a spacesuit. If you're going underwater, you have to wear a diving suit or something. To have this human experience, you have to have a meat suit. Okay. Some of you may agree with that logic or it resonates with you. Some of you, it may not. It might sound completely bonkers. That's okay. This is why we're just having a conversation. At Tone Blair, Dune. Yeah, Dune's a good one too. I love that one. Yeah, Dune is definitely a good example of them just documenting what actually is, right? But in the format of a movie. Let's see. At Mardana Chavez 1159, she says, just seen Stargate the other night. This is amazing. Our truth. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad that you saw that movie. Now, did you see the original Stargate, like the old one? I think the new Stargate had the actor from, like, and I'm going to date myself, the guy that played MacGyver or something like that. So, but anyways, the original Stargate, it had Raw, Amin Ra. It had that in there, and the Stargate, which, man, I kind of covered it a while back about, I know I mentioned on one of my lives, I mentioned about Saddam Hussein discovering a Stargate, and a Stargate just like, I'm gonna say it again, just like the one that you, Meriden, saw, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but um, the one that you saw on the in the movie, same one. All right, a couple of things a little bit differently, but yes, a Stargate. Okay. Um, somebody had asked me a while back to do a live regarding that topic, but you guys, you can find it per se, but it's in pieces. So you got to put it together to then be able to understand the whole story. So if I find the opportunity, I would do it. It's just, there's always so much stuff that I want to talk about moving forward versus going backwards. But if all of you really want to, in the playback, like light me up and say, look, I want to hear the Stargate Saddam Hussein story or whatever the case is, and or just okay, to make it easier, just put Stargate, I guess, on there, and then I'll, if I get, let me do this, and I'm not so great at marketing, folks. If I do, if I see 50, all right, I'm gonna shoot for the stars. If I see 50 comments that say Stargate, then I'll do an episode. There's my word on that. Okay. Um, Carlos, let's see. He says, we are being protected. We are being protected to these bodies. What do you mean by that? Like, I want to make sure that I'm interpreting what you're saying correctly here. Um, so just I'll give you a moment to just see if you can clarify that for me. Just another avatar. So, folks, I mentioned at just another avatar earlier in when I started the live stream about on the first members only live um, stream. I'm gonna have somebody join me. That's this guy right here. Okay, his name's John. So just another avatar. You guys will be meeting him soon. But yes, I actually, John, I remember you mentioning that to me. Cloud Atlas. It's on Amazon Prime. I think it's free. No, it might be like $4, but anyways, I have it on my watch list, so I will be watching that. And once I do, I'll send you a chat. Just another avatar's also on my Discord as well. So I'll let you know when I watch it and we can talk about it too. So that's very cool. So I appreciate you letting me know. Um okay, at Mardina at Chavez. Yes. Okay, cool. So you did watch the old one. Yeah, it was amazing movie, right? It just makes you it makes you think. So, all right, Carlos had clarified what he meant. So let me put back your comment. He says, we are being projected to these bodies. Okay, that's what he meant to say and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Nobody, guys, nobody is from here. All right. I'm gonna say it again. Nobody is from here. All right. If here is even a thing, right? So just keep just something, just food for thought. Um, let's see here. Oh, let's see here. I'm because I have a different screen and everything. All right, I want to give a shout out to at just another avatar for I'm not sure what these are called, but there's super chat donations. So again, I'm learning these terms here too. So John, man, buddy, I appreciate you, man. I love it, man. I love it. Thank you so much. And I think I'm not sure why that comment didn't come in through. I have another feed where I'm getting this stuff here, but let me actually read what you put in there though, because I have a screen up top here. So John says, or at just another avatar says, we are 3D beings interacting with a 12D reality. I think you said 12D reality. I don't know if you meant 2D or 12D reality. When 4D or 5D being reaches into the 3D of course. Sorry, John. There's a lot of different wording going on here. when 4D or 5D being reaches into the 3D, of course we can't resign it or resonate with it. And our limited understanding of creation on this dimensional space comes with the same limitations. All right, cool. I appreciate it, man. Sorry if I butchered that up. It's also like on a screen that's a little bit smaller, so we're good. But anyways, I appreciate you. You're absolutely right. I love you, man. I love when you are very supportive. Ghostline says that you also watched the Cloud Atlas and you thought it was amazing. Love it. Okay, cool. So there's another confirmation there. I am going to check that out. Um, and then at Tone Blair, you kind of shouted out, "What? I'm from Cali." What does that? What does that mean? What do you mean? Did somebody make a Cali comment? I don't know. So man, I apologize if I'm being all rusty here, but um feels good. Feels good to be back and engaging with all of you and you guys, sharing your time here with me. So we're gonna wrap these things up here soon. Let me get a couple of new points out. Let me see where my agenda is here. 'Cause I completely went off track here. Okay. Checking out the chats. All right. Okay, so Miranda, let me put this up here. Let's see what you got to say. This may sound crazy. I had astral vision and it was this human form I'm in, and Gray ET was putting me into a consciousness game. And I remember the manas standing near buttons and lights. The manas. Okay, I think everybody's typing really fast. I'm not sure what the madness is, but I remember. I'm trying to fill in the gap of what that meant. All right, but I remember something standing near buttons and lights. Okay, so the point is that you feel like you went out of body. Okay, so I know you said astral vision, but I think you meant like you were out of body, and it was in your current form, and there was a gray ET in the area. But the part that you said was putting you into a consciousness game. Oh, are you referring to this experience? Are you saying there was a gray ET that was putting you into this human experience? See if you can clarify that for me. That's interesting, for you to, if that's what you were experiencing. At Tone Blair, oh, okay. So remember, Tom Blair yelled out, "What? I'm from Cali," but and but yeah, he was referring to the fact that I said that we're not from here. So I appreciate that. Again, I'm just trying to keep track here, so I appreciate you doing that. All right. Okay. So Dana Chavez and everything. And again, if I'm butchering it, I apologize. But okay, so I was right about me interpreting what you were saying. That right there is cool. And I would challenge you. I'm gonna say Mardina. I'm gonna challenge you to reflect on that. Write down every detail that you can remember from that experience, and then just reflect on it, because there's a very very good chance, okay, that you were remembering, right? By going out of body, you're able to go back into any timeline within your own time or somebody else's, or a whole different topic. But the point is that you were able to see something that, I don't want to say has already happened, because I think a lot of you also agree with the whole time concept, how it's all happening at the same time. So it's either you're here or you're there, right? Like when you go, like if you're in your house right now and you step outside, are you in the future or are you in the past? You're just outside. You're just in a different space, okay? a different physical space, just kind of put some context out there. And that's because you're a physical being. But when you're out of your body, okay, now you can just go into different dimensional space, okay, different pockets of time, reality, um, anything that already exists. You guys can go there and be there and experience it. Okay. Um, cool, awesome. All right, so Mardina is gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm curious. And Mardina, are you on our Discord? Because if you're not, we would love to have all of you. Okay, join the Discord. At the bottom of my description on this live stream, you'll see the link there. It says join the Discord. We would love to have you come on there and talk with us and share some of these things. All right, I'm gonna read one more live before I continue, so I can wrap this up. Caesar, have you ever had a dream that manifested something physical when you woke up? I have an example of waking with bruises on my face and neck from hitting the firmament. Wow. Um, Off top of my head, if something like that happened to me, I would probably remember that. So I'm gonna say no. But I'm interested for to hear about that. So maybe John, when you come on the live at the end of the month, if you want to bring that, I'll love to hear about it. Okay, so if you're down with that, let's do it. Okay. So let's see here. All right, so folks, in closing, right? I want you to sit with this. Ask yourself, who am I really? Who am I really? No schedule, no obligation, no pressure. What pulls at you when nothing is demanded of you? Okay. That pull, that curiosity, that excitement, it's not random. It's remembrance. Okay? It's remembrance. So think about it. When you think of a thought, whatever that may be, are you just coming up with it or are you remembering something? I want to thank all of you for being part of this current today in this live stream. I want to thank you for showing up honestly, okay, with courage. A lot of you have engaged, shared a lot of good perspectives and ideas, and I love the engagement. I love doing these lives. I before I before I did this, I was just doing the episodes, bringing on guests, talking, things like that. But these lives really show me that you guys are also thinking like I am. You're wondering about what is all this? Why are we here? Who am I? You're asking yourself these questions, and you're not allowing the world to stop you questioning things. A lot of people get complacent and they just say, well, you know what? I can't do anything about it. So I'm just going to live my life. I want to be in peace. I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want anybody to bother me and stuff. This human experience, you chose it. You chose this human experience. There's a reason for it. Even though you forgot, why you chose it. And I know it's frustrating for a lot of people, but even though you forgot why you chose it, the fact that you chose it, that part's true. The fact that you chose it means something. Okay? As the divine God and goddesses that you guys are, you chose this human experience. Explore, take advantage of it, learn from each other, have conversations. Okay? Hey, how's your human experience? What are you doing these days? How are you making this human experience even better? Talk to people. Okay. Just want you guys to remember. That's all. That's the whole point of why I do this. Um, all right. I am about to go. Ghost line. Come on. I know. Ice wall. We won the ice wall. All right. Ghost line. We're going to talk about it. So, Ghost line, do me a favor. I think you're on my Discord. I think I remember you recently joining me. Send me a DM and we'll coordinate something. And we're gonna get to your ice wall. All right, folks. I love you. I see you. I hear you. I am you. Continue to ask questions. Don't be afraid to pull back the curtain and take a deeper look. Push forward. Always reaching beyond the frequency.